Spurs just ran out of gas after exerting a lot of energy last night in a hard-fought loss against Boston. Warriors led it wire to wire, and they win at 148-106 as we continue. Spurs Live. Dan Weiss, Keanu Williams back here at our Spurs Live. I think that's really the story tonight. I mean, you and I talked about this last time. I mean, they gave so much effort in that game, bullying Boston. Physical play against Boston. They just didn't have it in the tank right from the start tonight.
Like you said, they were milked. That Boston game took a lot of energy out of them, and in this game, they just really couldn't get in the flow offensively and defensively. Like, wasn't communicating, so just tough break. And you just want to turn the page and get ready for Tuesday.
But they tried to fire some energy there. Mitch Johnson went right to his bench early after the second timeout. Keldon Johnson did his part to try to lift the troops there in the first half.
Yeah, he did, and he's been playing really well off the bench. Like I said earlier, he's making a case for a sixth man of the year. He is getting downhill what he does really well, getting 2 feet in the paint and finishing through contact. So just hopefully he can keep playing like that the rest of the season.
It's another night. Keldon goes 10 or more points. 49th time this season. 19 total points for Keldon off the bench. 8 of 13 from the floor. Knocks down a couple three-pointers and adds 3 rebounds in as well. But unfortunately just not enough coming along for the ride in this one. And really, you know, Sean always talks about in a back-to-back, the first thing that goes is your brain. And there were just a lot of mental mistakes tonight, defensive coverages, turnovers. It's too much against a Warriors team that's playing this well.
Yeah, they weren't locked in, Spurs team. And like you said, it's a tough playing back-to-back. They have, 4 games this week? So, like I said, just get locked in for Tuesday as Orlando comes in, a really good ball club coming in. So just turn the page.
Turn the page to Tuesday against Orlando. We got more coming up here on this edition of Spurs Live. Sandro Mamukelashvili, season high, 11 rebounds. Go along with 14 points, double-double for him. More Spurs Live, and we continue after this. All 5 Warrior starters in double figures tonight. They're led by Brendan Pajemski's 27, 2 off his career high. Warriors win at 148-106. As we continue Spurs Live, Dan Weiss, Keanu Williams back with you. It's the 3rd game in a row the Spurs have run into a team that loves shooting the three-pointer. The Warriors tonight make 21 of them. That guy Pajemski came in tonight. He was 33% for the season from beyond the arc. He made a career high 7 of them in this game.
He has a pretty stroke there. I love lefties that can really shoot the ball well. And like you said, yeah, the Spurs have really struggled guarding the 3. They struggled last game against the Boston Celtics and again here against the Warriors. So hopefully they can figure that out with this Orlando team coming in.
Yeah, I mean, Draymond Green looks better now from the three-point line. So I don't know if it's just an outlier. I know Draymond shooting the three-pointer a little bit better here, but I mean, this team comes in, they shoot 21 threes and at almost a 50% clip. You're not going to lose many nights like this.
No, not at all. Just going under 150 points and 21 threes, shooting really well, just under 50%. The Warriors came to play today.
Yeah, it certainly did, and they take this one against the Spurs. Spurs will have a chance at redemption when they see Golden State in a couple of weeks in San Francisco here. Steph Castle, this was earlier, trying to get the crowd on its feet with this monster jam. We wrap up Spurs Live on the other side after this.
Mitch, when you pulled the starters earlier, did you think that might add some juice, get them going a little bit?
Yeah, just trying to get some energy, grab some guys' attention. It wasn't anything individually. It wasn't, it was just hard-fought game last night. Team we were playing tonight knew we had 0 margin of error. Just trying to kind of keep our grips on the game as early as we can to try to just get settled.
What was your evaluation of what was going on defensively earlier that was allowing all the back cuts?
I thought we were a little overreactive. Thought there was a few times they are as advanced as anybody in this league for as long as they've been together of punishing you when you react to something too early. And I thought we did that at times. And then I also thought there were times where we may have made an appropriate read, but we didn't communicate. So now maybe someone on the court didn't know that we were going to move on to some coverage adjustment or something that somebody was doing. And again, they are the best at that as well. When you have 2 guys making a decision not on the same page or putting 2 on a guy on the ball or off the ball to have a counter to that. And they punished us in that way.
Either Charles or Bismack got too many minutes tonight. What are you liking from Jeremy, Sandro, as opposed to some of the more traditional centers you have on the roster?
Yeah, nothing that we like opposed to them. It's just a look that we went with and a stylistic, I guess, decision we made in terms of a little bit more switching, a little bit more like for like in terms of how they play, and it's not a reflection of anything in terms of Charles or Bismack.
It's without question. It's got to be the hardest team in the league to play on the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah, Curry and company coming in, they came in to handle business. Like I said, they're in the 6th seed in the West, and they're trying to move up last few games of the season and make that playoff push.
Well, the Spurs are going to see another team on Tuesday night, another team that's trying to move up in the standings, the Orlando Magic. They're 7th right now in the Eastern Conference standings, trying to fight their way up. Now, fortunately for the Spurs, the Magic are playing tomorrow night at home against the Clippers, so they'll be coming here, and the Spurs will have a rest advantage. Magic will be on the second night of a back-to-back, but this team's been playing better basketball. They just put 121 up on Sacramento last night, 24 for Boncaro, 21 for Franz Wagner. They're starting to gel a little bit at the right time. Their offense has been struggling, so you don't like seeing when they get 121 because their defense is exceptional.
Hopefully when they come here off that back-to-back, they'll be a little fatigued and they won't play as well. But we'll see if the Spurs can manage and come out with the win.
6:30 for Spurs Live. 7 o'clock tip time Tuesday night. It'll wrap up the homestand, and in the front end of another back-to-back is the Spurs will head to Denver on Wednesday night. Tonight, all Warriors, they lead from start to finish. 27 for Brandon Pajemski, 20 for Moses Moody. Spurs get 19 from Keldon Johnson, a double-double from Mamu, and 13 from Malachi Branham as they fall 148-106. Now for Keanu Williams, Jacob Toby, Sean Elliott, our entire crew, I'm Dan Weiss saying so long. We'll talk to you Tuesday night to wrap up the homestand against Orlando. Have a great night, everybody.
A 62-42 points in the paint edge, and those two guys alone combining for 47 points tonight. Also, fast break points. Huge discrepancy there. The Clippers just with 8, and transition big for the Cavs tonight. 30 points in the fast break tonight as the Clippers fall by 5 in Cleveland to the team that has the best record in the Eastern Conference, also the best offense in the league. Of course, no Kawhi Leonard, and Amir Coffey goes down in this game as well. We will have a little more for you from Cleveland after this. 127-122, your final. We'll be right back. There is a shift in the Western Conference standings. After tonight's loss, they slipped down to 8th in the West, sitting at 42-32. But both the Timberwolves and the Warriors play tonight.
You know, we should have like that happy face, sad face thing because every game it changes. We came in, it was a happy face when the game started today. We were in 6th spot. You lose one game and all of a sudden you're down in 8th position. And that's how meaningful each of these games are down the stretch with just 8 or 9 games remaining for each team.
Yeah, we need a mood board for how things are going in the standings night in and night out, because it is ever changing. It is the wild, wild west, as we say. Now, the Clippers, by the way, on a back-to-back, they will head to Orlando tomorrow night. So another tough Eastern Conference foe. And this Magic team has certainly been playing well as of late.
Well, Boncaro back from that severe injury that knocked him out for almost 3 months, and he is back full strength right now. When you see him consistently getting 34, 36, 30 points to lead that team, it's a good basketball team. Wagner playing very well alongside Boncaro. They're very well coached, and they give team fits because they play hard on every possession.
Yeah, so the Clippers need to bring their best effort on the second night of a back-to-back. Join us tomorrow for Clippers Live starting at 3:30 on FanDuel Sports Network. We will be in Orlando. For myself, the Czar, and Brian Seaman, thank you for joining us from Cleveland. 127-122, your final tonight.